these tweets fired off. And Facebook. Alright, I think we're live. Okay, good. Okay. Alright, everyone. It's me, Johnson Chan. And today is December 22nd, 2017. Merry Christmas to everyone who doesn't get angry at the sound of that. Alright, so today was a pretty interesting day. I have to refresh this. So I guess this happened, I think, last night, or basically, Eastern Hemisphere daylight hours. But there was a pretty big correction across all cryptocurrencies. So as you can see, the entire thing is, with a couple of exceptions, was pretty much all red. In fact, things have actually come off since I'd say around this afternoon. So it kind of recovered a little bit. But yeah, for about, I think, the past week so far, I've pretty much have seen prices slowly decline. So I'm inclined to think that the correction, this should be the correction. But there's a couple of things that muck it up a little bit. Obviously it's Christmas, so, well, Christmas weekend, so there's going to be a lot less trading activity. On top of that, there's always this thing, like every year during the Christmas and I guess New Year's Day time, cryptos always go down because people just want cash on hand to celebrate the holidays. I don't know how what's the word, valid that hypothesis is, but it's something to explain what goes on. But that's what pretty much happens. So right up until the correction, Bitcoin Cash was actually doing actually pretty well. It went up as high as I think $4,200. Yeah, the peak was 41.47, close enough. I was thinking about getting some Bitcoin Cash from Coinbase. I mean, now they've opened it up to allow anyone to buy it if they have their bank account hooked up. But I mean, usually I'm not into capital gains plays because I always discourage that kind of thing. But if you're planning to buy and you hold on to it, you could probably resell it for higher. Let's see. Well, all right, we'll wait on Dogcoin because this is actually actually we'll go into that now. So before, let me refresh this just to make sure that this is valid. So this price for 808 coin has pretty much, I mean, it's approaching the point where whoever this big buyer is, this buy order is about to get filled, and then it's gonna start dropping again. Now, the nice thing is, at least there was a lot of buying activity for what, 1.2% of a Dogcoin. It's still not exactly spectacular though. So pretty much this whole week, for whatever reason, Dogcoin was like skyrocketing in price. Where is it? Was skyrocketing in price. Yep, and there it is. Zoop. And let's see, June. No, that's no wonder. This is not right. Give me 7 days. Yeah. So basically, it was skyrocketing in price, and then it tanked, but it looks like it might recover. So pretty much everything is. I think it's in a correction or starting to do its correction, but obviously there's really no way to tell. So it's definitely a wait and see. But Dogcoin going up means this, not doing so good. Compoundcoin even took a even bigger beating. So I'm not ready to say that this Compoundcoin is a mistake because it still has all the fundamentals that I want, but I would rate Compoundcoin as, before I already rated it as high risk already, the riskiest of the three. Now I'm going to say it's even more riskier because whatever is like suppressing the price on Compound Coin, um, it's really doing a number on it. So, um, but on the other hand, this is suffering from Dogcoin's increase in pricing. So, that's why this thing is now at 510,000 satoshis of Dogcoin or so. So it's about half the price of 808 coin, which I think might make sense, right? Because 808 coin pays 808% a year on your money, whereas Compound Coin is going to pay you 500% a year, but it's going down to 250%. So from that perspective, this coin, Compound Coin, is technically supposed to be worth 25% of 808 coin, right? Because I have $100. Would I rather have $800 profit after 1 year or $250 profit after the same year? So obviously the demand for 808 coins will be higher, but then eventually it's going to get readjusted when you factor in hyperinflation, which so far has not kicked in yet. So this is so obviously you buy this, just you're not going to be selling Compound Coin for a while, at least until after the APR split at block 100,000. Let's see. All right. So anyway, because Dogcoin is doing so poorly for 808 coin, where is? Oh, it's not. Oh, I'm gonna have to type it in manually. I've opted to do Lightcoin as my order. So this is me right here. It's actually 31,555,808 coin. There's somebody here for like 200K or whatever. Let's see. So that order is me right here. Yeah. So you can see that's the exact amount of 808 coin. At the time I wrote it this morning, it was 2,400. Let's see. Let's go back to here. So we punch in 31,555,123. So I'll explain why I put it at 40, but I think the realistic price is actually 31. So when I went live, I said it was worth about $2,600. So that's how I arrived at that number. This amount of 808 coin at 31 satoshis of Litecoin, and I'm thinking I can get about that price if I want to try to sell. Oh, there's my game going off. I'll just ignore that though. So because it's the holiday weekend and it's a Friday, it's a double whammy of like hardly any trade activity. Plus you got the correction going on, so it's actually I don't want to say it's impossible to tell what the price should be, but I just know it's not going to be accurate. So I decided to play safe and greedy in case, because the trend was the price for 808 coin was going up until today. So I figure, okay, maybe do 40 and then observe what would happen in the market afterwards. So maybe tonight or maybe after the stream or tomorrow I might change my order to 31 satoshis. Well, yeah. But yeah, let's just say that's what happens. I get 31 satoshis. That's because that's the amount of Litecoin I'll get, and I withdraw it. Oh, it said 2,600 before. Now it's down to 241. So that probably means, yeah. All right, $264 for Litecoin. So yeah, I mean everything's gonna be changing, obviously, but yeah. So there's whoop, wrong one. So there's that. So I was thinking maybe I could get lucky and the trend will still continue to go up to 40, and it still could. I don't know if it will, obviously, but if you look at the market history, it hovers around 30, 31, very high 20s or 20s, yeah, so close to 30 to 31 satoshis of Litecoin. But again, because there's hardly an activity today, I'll probably have to leave it. Excuse me. Leave it as that. So let's see. Dogcoin, I don't know what's going on with that. So that's the one good thing about having different markets. If one market's bad, just switch over to a different coin. So the Litecoin market for Compoundcoin was pretty stable. So yeah, I've been seeing it around 17, 18 for a few days now. And then I guess as of yesterday, yeah, it was doing around 20s or high teens. So I think this is the actual current accurate price for Compoundcoin. Not that I'm gonna sell it though anytime soon, since I expect it to go up after the APR split. And I didn't pay attention too much to Sprouts coin. No, this is not right. The thing about Firefox is the cache doesn't refresh. Okay, so that's not too bad. Yeah, so it went down a little bit. I think this is probably pretty accurate because Dogcoin's been going up so much. Oh, I forgot about that. Mute. So because Dogcoin's been going up, all the other coins trading against it basically go down. So Sprouts has been pretty resilient. 18,000 satoshis to 22k. So this makes a pretty good penny. I didn't actually. Let me check my thing. I've got. Oh, good. I minted some more Sprouts, so I have to combine my blocks later tonight. 16.8 billion plus 1.6 billion. 16.8. See, I'm still trying to grow my Sprouts coin stack because I wanted to produce basically the same amount of money as like my big stack in 808 coin. So that just take. Oh, what's 158? Whatever, close enough. 1.6. So I have about 18.4, 18.5 billion Sprouts. How much is that worth? Let's just say 20,000. Alright, I'm gonna have to use this comp coin thing. What did I say? 18.5 billion? Which one is the comma? 185, 1, 2, 3? No, I think that's too much. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that's 18.5. Yeah, that's 18.5 billion. I should have used Dogcoin page. Alright, so if I were to sell off all my Sprout coins now for 20,000 satoshis of Dogcoin, that would net me 3.7 million Dogcoin. No, that's not right. I wish it was worth that much. Wait, really? Holy crap. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. Wow, my Sprouts coin is actually worth a lot of money. Yeah, almost 23 grand even after today's correction. I should actually consider maybe selling off some Sprouts, but I don't know. I still wanted to wait until I had 50 billion before I started selling it and therefore posting screenshots of it. Oh, that's a little redundant. But I should seriously actually start thinking about that now. But yeah. So Sprouts. Otherwise, Sprouts is doing all right. And is this the 808 thread or okay? It's Sprouts. So I want to find out what's happening with the fork. So far, I've still been saying nothing has been going on with the fork. New exchanges. Oh, so here I don't think I talked about this last time, but if you want to try to raise the price of your cryptocurrency, especially if you're new, the amount of exchanges technically does not really matter. It's just what matters is the trade volume, because that's fundamentally what matters. You only expand the exchanges when you have so much volume going on that you can afford to, expand other exchanges and then make yourself look bigger and stuff. You could still do it and not have any trade volume, but usually that kind of angers the web host, and then they just delist the coin, which causes panic, and that's never fun. But blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure the fork is not happening. I mean that because the guy that was supposed to work on it hasn't even posted, so we'll keep that open. So yeah. Oh yeah, hey guys. Let me read your comments because I have to switch windows. No, yeah, it's all right, guys. Don't worry. Welcome. So how much profit did I make in the crazy last 2 days? Technically nothing, because I don't do capital gains. I do something called cash flow. So I don't know if you. I don't think I recognize. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you before. So I mine Bitcoin through altcoins through something called proof of stake. So I don't know how familiar you are with Bitcoin in general, but basically the long short of it is instead of getting powerful mining computers to mine Bitcoin, yeah, actually I did used to play video games. Actually I was playing a bunch today, but I didn't stream that. Where was I say? Oh, so instead of getting expensive mining computers to create bitcoins out of thin air, I do something called proof of stake, which self generates coins out of thin air. But I'll try to spare you the complicated technical explanation. But it's just a different way of mining Bitcoin. So I take these altcoins. The one I primarily use is this one. Wait, is this right? Yeah, something called 808 coin. I self-generate these every 8 days, and then I sell on the open market. What you can see here is Cryptopia. This is located in New Zealand, but they're a very reliable cryptocurrency exchange. I then I then sell the 808 coins for Litecoin, Dogcoin, or Bitcoin, and then I do whatever I want with it. I don't know if you came in. I don't know when you came in, but basically, this is me right here. This sell order. Though this price, I don't think is accurate. Actually, hold on. Oh, something cool might have just happened. Did someone just buy and sell? Oh yeah, look at that. Somebody already bought at 31. Oh, cool. So it's actually creeping upward. So my guess is before I started the stream, the trend was the price was going up slowly. So basically that means I make more and more money. I get more and more Litecoins for the same amount of 808 coins that I'm selling. I mean, I don't know. And then I tweeted this out earlier. It's approximately 10 hours ago. And then that's me on Cryptopia, logged in, placing that sell order that you just saw. Now this is my actual logged in account. When I stream, I don't show, because I don't log in on my Firefox. I have, because I've had people try to hack into my accounts. So for OPSEC reasons, I gotta try to, keep personal info out. So yeah, all right, later, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've actually been into investing and trading since well, I always was interested since I was a kid, but I didn't actually start doing it until 2003, 2002 or so. And I started out in foreign currency exchange. I used to do something called a carry trade, which was, and long story short, I kind of lost. I think I lost like 10 to 15 grand, but I used to follow it religiously. Carry trade. Let me see. Yep, and very common. Yeah. So this is actually a good definition of it. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's too small. this is much cooler looking. So yeah, what I used to do was I would buy, say, Australian dollars and then sell Japanese yen, because when you do foreign currency exchange, you always have to buy and sell two different currencies exactly at the same time. That's how it works. And then at the time, Australia had like a 4 or 5% interest rate, and then the Japanese yen had like 0%. So that difference of interest rates, 5%, is what I would get in interest basically every day. And then in forex, you know how in real estate you can borrow like 10 times the amount. That's why it's called a loan. So you have $100,000, you can borrow up to $1 million, collateralized by the hundred grand, which they call a down payment. It's similar in foreign currency exchange, except it's not. Except the down payment is the money that you put in, and the leverage was not 10x, but like 50x or 100x. So I wouldn't be getting 5%. I would be getting 50 to 100x of 5%. So that's like 250% to 1,000%. But yeah, don't do foreign currency exchange, because that leverage is too risky and volatile, and then you pretty much lose. Um, but yeah, I did that for a year and a half before I got blown away by the wild price swings that always happen in forex. Uh, yeah, that's how I got my start doing investing. Yeah, and then after that, I think I got into manipulating search results in Google, and I pretty much did that for like 10 years. Yeah, 10, 11 years. But I still studied finance on the side, but I didn't, specifically go out and do investing. Uh, so yeah, that's why I'm on another level when it comes to investing and trading, because I went through a lot, and there's probably still more that I can learn too. But let's see. Yeah, but for now, I don't have enough money to talk too much about stocks or real estate, because I do have. Actually, I might as well reveal it now. I don't think anyone's going to be spending $1 million on this. So I do have a stock market account that I was pumping up before Bitcoin skyrocketed and then destroyed the price of 808 coin here. I used to actually get like $26,000 every 8 days, um, but those days are long gone and probably won't be coming back for a while. But when I was making that much money, um, I was buying a stock, and this is the symbol MRRL. So basically, it's a high yield dividend paying stock. You can't do options on it, but you can see that for one share that only costs, let's see, I guess this is about right, $17.43. Each share gave you this much in dividends. So let's see, distributors. Yeah, so for 12 months. So yeah, so the year for 2017 is done. So you bought this at the beginning of the year. What was the price? All right, yeah, let's do just January 3rd. Okay, I can't see it. Okay, so it says $16.26 for each. So you bought one share of this for $16.26. By now, 1 year later, you would have made $3.33, and you'll have an unrealized gain of a little more than $1.25. What's nice is when I took finance in college, I learned something about like something called preferred stocks and bonds and secured. I'm trying to remember. I forget the terminology, but it's something called secured something. It's along the lines of preferred stock, but basically all the big banks, and UBS is obviously a really big bank, world trading bank or whatever. Um, Basically, what they do is they issue bonds or debt, which is what this is, and they sell it to investors like us so that they get the money up front now, and then in return they pay us a steady dividend income. Usually it's every 3 months, But these special ETNs, I don't know what that stands for. For whatever reason, they pay you every month. However, you'll notice that, ooh, excuse me, the uh, the big dividends happen every 3 months, which is what's supposed to be normal. So I think the way UBS is making money is 2 out of the 3 months, every quarter, they keep most of the dividend income for themselves, and then they pay out a little bit to us, the investor. Now, what this thing is, this is a 2x leverage mortgage REIT, because I wanted to invest in real estate investment trusts. That's what REIT stand for. And this one specifically focuses on the banking side, like the banks that issue actual loans. So, let's say, Trump wants to build another hotel and he wants to borrow like a $1 billion. The bank is going to loan Trump $1 billion. That mortgage, that $1 billion mortgage loan, that's what basically this is. But then in this case, instead of UBS taking the risk, we, the investor, take the risk. That's why we're giving them the money up front. And then the bank, UBS, gives Trump the 1 billion, and then obviously Trump has to pay back the money plus interest. So that interest goes to UBS. UBS pockets some of that interest, and then whatever's left over, they give it to us, the investor. And then it's 2x, so just take everything I just said and double the amount. I'm not sure how they do it, but it's some complicated, hyper advanced mathematical blah blah blah, regulated by all the XYZ government entities. And that makes sure it's in the up and up. And then, yeah, long story short, I bought this. I guess I'll leave it at that for now. There's actually a bunch of other stocks, but I haven't bought into those yet. So when the time comes, I'll go into that. So obviously, the risk is obviously there could be another housing explosion, like in 2008. So this thing could tank because of that. Technically, UBS is not obligated to pay dividends, but for the most part, 99% of the time, they will pay you the dividend. I think the actual biggest risk to this, believe it or not, is actually Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because that directly competes against the bank. Because why would you take out a loan when you can just print money out of thin air like I do here, right? I didn't do anything. Every 8 days, I get like more and more 808 coins. I sell on the open market for Lightcoin, and I take that Lightcoin and I have a party, and I do it again every 8 days. So why would I ever need to borrow money from a bank or from anyone ever? So that could kill the banking business. But the solution to that is also easy too. All the banks have to do is create their own cryptocurrency, and then they do something special with the rates or whatever, and then they could make money too. So everything will balance out. But I usually try to figure out what are all the risks involved before I invest in something, and then just invest in cash flow, because this is what gives me the guaranteed income every cycle. And then I pull out the money, and then that's it. Once I reinvest the money, or I just keep it in my bank. And then once I pull out the same amount of money that I put in this case I think I put in $20,000 into this. Yeah, so once I make back $20,000, then everything is free money. So that's how you actually invest. Oh, okay. I have to read your thing. No, I don't do classes on trading. I wrote a book. It's actually in my description on Twitch, so if you want to take a look at it, it's on Amazon. And then from there, I only started doing these live streams recently, so this is like the closest thing to a class as it gets. But it's free, so you could just watch the replay. I do upload these on YouTube, and technically I should be streaming on YouTube instead, but stupid censoring bastards kind of partially censored my account, so I can't do live streams on it for 3 months unless the appeal goes through. So you're not in the United States. You're in. Okay, you're kind of rambling. You're actually a little all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Um, so I don't know anything about the EU laws. Um, as for, I really shouldn't be eating on stream, but I have to eat my veggies. Um, but yeah, in America we have to do ID verification also, because A, they want to tax you, and B, they want to make sure that you're not a terrorist. Oh, Netherlands. Here is actually a nice place. I met a girl that came from there. I did try asking her on a date, and she said basically no. I think I screwed up the approach because we spent some time doing an interview for her graduate school project. That was a lot of fun. But I don't know. Like, I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, I don't know how much you know about investing, but there's there's basically two ways of doing investing in real life. It's capital gains, where you buy low and hope you sell high, and then yeah, that's not how Dutch girls work. Yeah. Well, if I ever go to the Netherlands, maybe you can teach me. Um, but yeah, you can do capital gains where you buy low and sell high, or if you're doing shorts, you sell high and buy low. And then the second way is through cash flow, which is what I do and what I now teach. Basically, you put in money now, and then after a certain amount of time, whether it's 8 days, a week, a month, every 3 months, or every year, you get a certain amount of money back. So, of course, the simplest way of doing that is like, you know, well, it used to be you could put money in the bank and you get like the bank would pay you 5% interest. So that 5% interest is your cash flow every year. So you put in $1 million, you would get 5% of that. So that's $1 million. So you get $50,000 in interest every year. So it's not too bad. Real estate is nice because if you own property, you charge rent, and they usually have to pay you on the first of the month. So every month you're getting like, rent checks. So it's like say $2,000. Right? I live in New York City, so rent here is ridiculous. So each apartment can be anywhere from like 2,000 to $5,000 a month in rent. Some are cheaper and higher than that, but that's the usual going rate. So yeah. So that's pretty much the story. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I have not covered? Um, let's see. So even though prices are rising, I don't think the Bitcoin market's going to come back for 808 coin because they delisted it because right now the value is below 1 Satoshi of a Bitcoin. So that's why I'm doing Litecoin or Dogcoin. Let me see. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, so the market's been closed. So it's not going to reopen for a while, which is a shame. Well, that's what happens when Bitcoin just skyrockets in price. It was like at 20,000 at one point, so quickly. Uh, yeah, real estate is very capital intensive. When I was doing my Google manipulation stuff last decade, God, I can't believe I'm that old. I actually did study real estate. Specifically, I'm going to be buying apartment buildings. They do really well here in New York City, despite the regulations and high cost. But the real estate agent that helped me got this apartment that I just moved in told me that I'm going to need to put 30% down on the negotiated price. So if I want to buy like a 40-unit apartment building for $10 million, I need $3 million in my bank account to write the down payment. So it's crazy. But it's doable. No, I did not. The Litecoin founder actually traded all his Litecoins for Bitcoin Cash. What? That sounds unusual. Oh, actually, I'm on Chrome. I should do the search on here so you could see. Oh, yeah, yeah. There you go. I mean, right now I'm not doing any uh, real research, but this is how I would do it. I just go on Google and just start Googling. um, Charlie Lee says he sold all his holdings in cryptocurrency. What? Really? Litecoin creator? Oh, I guess I could see that, but he should have just kept his own crap. Screw it, you know. Um. Oh, so this poor guy, he's just being nice because he doesn't want to be insider trading, I guess. Yeah, that is true. Price speculations are all almost. Sometimes you'll get it right. Sometimes, well, most of the time you'll get it wrong. So that's why it's more useful to think of prices in terms of a range rather than specific points, because that gives you much more flexibility. So when it goes out of range, which it often does, hopefully you'll panic a lot less, because emotional control is very important in investing. He said he went. Oh, I was about to do Control F for Bitcoin Cash. Wait, where's the up arrow? Oh, it doesn't say. I don't know. It doesn't say that he bought Bitcoin Cash, or maybe I'm just missing it. Hmm. Well, I guess he did buy some if people think he's manipulating Bitcoin Cash. Huh, weird. Um, 1,000 euros. How much is it? Yeah, you'll find that the news is too. Yeah, you gotta remember something. The news is not really your friend. They're there to like manipulate you. That's why they make you afraid or you're for it, because they want you to do something. So sometimes they want you to sell, because if the rat bastards in the news media make you afraid and they induce that hysteria to everybody, well, what happens? Everybody sells, and when everybody sells, the price goes down. All right. Yeah, we'll use this. So everything goes down, right? Well, what's the purpose of that? Well, evil rich people want your assets, your stock for cheap. So they get their cronies in the news media to scare everybody. Everything crashes, then the rich people come in and buy everything up at a cheap price and drive prices back up. Technically, we have some things in place to deal with that, but it's not illegal for news organizations to just pump out negative story after negative story, like, because technically that's free speech. So plus, how would you prove something like that? But yeah, you have to try to not let the news scare you. You have to listen to what their agenda is and then try to critically think around it. Like, what's their angle? How does it affect my own personal thing? It's really complicated, and what I'm saying is very vague in general because I need something specific to go deeper into it. Well, that's why I do these live streams now. But yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of fear in the market now because we're all expecting a correction, which I think this is the correction. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, 1,000 euros for a small New York apartment is actually pretty damn good. That's actually less than what I pay in rent. Euro USD. 1,000. Oh yeah, yeah. Because I actually pay 1,600 bucks a month in rent, which will go up next year. Damn, this is like so cheap. I wish I was paying that little. Um, so let me start clearing out some of these things. Oh, I already have Preve open. Okay. Do okay. So, well, I'm sure the banks are trying to manipulate. Well, I definitely know the banks are manipulating Bitcoin prices. That's why the what's that asshole's name from J.P. Morgan Chase? The CEO was like constantly bashing Bitcoin. Yeah, these evil rich bastards. You know, they just wanted to tank it so they get in cheap. Um, but luckily, we're a lot smarter and more resilient than that. So yeah, to hell with them. Um, but yeah, it's true. They should be scared. Bitcoin and the concept that cryptocurrencies will take over banks. But it'd be easy for the banks to fight back too. Just issue their own cryptocurrency. That's all they would have to do. Um, Really, I can get a really fancy penthouse in Amsterdam. But then I think I'd have to worry about the. Don't I have to worry about like terrorism or something like that there? Because I know, is it? Because did you have some guy named Gert Wilders? I think that was a Netherlands guy, right? He's basically like the Donald Trump of the Netherlands, and then he lost the election there. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I want to deal with that. Yeah, and I'm one to talk to because like I live in New York City, so we already had two terrorist attacks. You know, one actually resulted in 8 people dying, unfortunately, and then the second one, luckily the guy was a loser, so his bomb vest did not go off because he doesn't know what he was doing. So there was only minor injuries. Lucky for us. Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of don't really want to have to deal with that. Aside from that, I wouldn't mind visiting the Netherlands. Um, hmm, how long have I been streaming this? Oh wow, I've been going on for 42 minutes. Um, yeah, never leave your home as well. Yeah. But you can't let these rat bastards scare you. But no, I think eventually it'll get better. Everyone's fighting back against the, terrorism and like the assholes that allow that to happen. So give it some time. So yeah, I think that covers it. I did Compound Coin. I did 808 Coin. I already mentioned that I'm probably well, now that I've actually seen this thing go up to 31, maybe I'll do 32 or 33. But maybe I'll still wait because there's not that much 808 coins between this guy and me. Um, Compound Coin is languishing. Sprouts. Wait, did this just go up? Oh wow, went up to 22,000. Yeah, yeah. Sprouts has been doing surprisingly well. Maybe I will start doing profit taking on Sprouts, but no, I need to play more greedy. I need thousands of dollars. Excuse me. Every 8 days. All right. Well, I don't feel like going off just yet, but let me see. So yeah, most of the news is about today's crash, correction. 200, yeah, 200, 200 billion. What? Uh, well, this was at 20,000 at one point, and it's not at half. Okay. Um, Maybe it did drop down to 10,000 briefly. Well, yeah, welcome to Bitcoin. The only commodity where it goes up and down up to 60% in one day. Yeah. So, a long time ago, there was a guy named Kenneth Fisher. I think he still writes for Forbes. He's their chief stock columnist. So that gives actual good investment advice. I read one of his. I read his main book. He said that one way you can tell that it's a correction are two things. One, the news is almost all negative, which it is. Actually, it has been. And two, a sudden steep drop in prices, which is what happened today. So yeah, that's the short of how I think it's a correction. So which means that once the correction bottoms out, it'll go back. Prices will go back up and reach new highs and stuff. Which sucks because that's going to put a lot more downward pressure on 808 coin, unless this is the bottom for 808. But that is far from being a certainty. And of course, it's going to have a bad impact on Compoundcoin here too. So yeah, it's it's the holiday weekend, so not much is going to happen until my sell order gets filled, if it does. So when the sell order does get filled, I'll do a brief live stream explaining that. So yeah, all right. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call it. What did I say were those two things? Oh, okay. Well, first, do you know what a correct? Do you know what I mean by a correction? Because a correction is basically, instead of me explaining, why don't I just let the internet sages do it? Definition. Investopedia, good. Okay, a correction is a reverse movement, usually negative, of at least 10% in a stock, bond, or commodity. Cryptocurrencies are commodities, or index to adjust for an over-evaluation. Corrections are generally temporary price declines interrupting an uptrend in the market or an asset. Yeah, so basically, things don't ever go straight up. That's not how it works. It goes like this, wave. It's a wavy and it has a general direction going up. When it keeps doing this too much, eventually, it has to go all the way down temporarily before it recovers, bottoms out, and then, I don't know if you can see my arm movements, but basically it goes back upwards, in a wave. It's very wiggly or jiggly or whatever. I thought it was actually 20%, but Investopedia says it's 10%. But whatever, it's a big price shock. So that's what I mean by a correction. So the way you can tell that it really is a correction, besides from the 10 or 20%, is I look at the news because I want to know what the general direction of the commodity is. In this case, cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin. So because the news is overwhelmingly negative, that means the long-term trend is still bullish. Because in a previous streaming video that I did, the way I look at markets ultimately is I think of it in two ways. There's psychology, which is greed and fear, basically. And the second one is I treat everything like a Ponzi scheme. So basically, when all the people in the world know about whatever it is, whether it's the house, which is like real estate in 2008, before the big crash, the dot-com bubble, when everybody in the world knows about it and they're all like, yes, it never goes down, we need to buy, that is when the Ponzi scheme always collapses, because there's no more new people who don't know anything that has spare cash to buy into the system, because it's the buying into the system that keeps pushing prices higher and higher. We're nowhere near that point for Bitcoin, so I mean, I don't want this to go on too long, but that's basically it. So yeah, I guess we'll just enjoy the correction and hopefully it'll bottom out, and then I don't know if I'll buy Bitcoin Cash or not. I mean, I was kind of hoping it'd go down to like $1,000, but that doesn't seem to be likely. But you never know. You never know. I wonder if anyone has left any more reviews, because I've seen people buying my book. Oh, still 4. Okay. Uh, yeah, buy, sell, buy, sell. Wait, the wave actually goes in both directions. Usually, the most common though, the way I always think about it is when it goes up, because when it goes down, technically it's a wave, but usually it just goes straight down. It's downward momentum is always so much stronger than upward momentum. You know, it's just like in real life with gravity. When you go down, it's way faster and smoother, but also more dangerous, I guess. But when you're trying to go up, it's a lot slower and a lot more. What's that word I'm looking for? Crooked, jagged. Um, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't think of the word. But just think about it as a staircase. You know, the way that looks. Um, but yeah, corrections happen. Can happen in either direction, but usually it's when something's been going up and then it sharply goes down. That's usually what we usually use the word corrections for. Um, all right. Well, I kind of want to start playing some games, but I don't think I'll be streaming that. So yeah, for all you watching this on YouTube or as a recording, uh, my name is Johnson Chan, and I wrote a book, Mind Bigly, on that you can get on Amazon, that teaches you to do exactly what I do, which is just generate cryptocurrencies out of thin air at a regular interval, 5 to 8 days. This is the return that you can get, up to 808%. And then you can basically generate your coins, sell it on an open market like Cryptopia, like I do, and then get Litecoin, Dogcoin, or Bitcoin, or whatever coin you want. And then that's how you make your money. And then do whatever you want with it. If you don't want to spend the $10, uh, you know, to figure out how to do this, you can also figure out how to do this on your own. You know the names of the cryptocurrencies that I stake, but obviously I don't give tech support for that because it's just too time consuming. But you can Google everything and then go on the Bitcoin Talk forum and do everything yourself, and then ask. But you don't even want to deal with that hassle. Then just buy my book and I explain from beginning to end how to do it. Plus some investing psychology stuff, which I think is actually just as important because there was this one guy. I don't want to out his name, but he was very enthusiastic. Came into the 808 coin community here. This is the official thread on Bitcoin Talk. Then, like, when 808 coin was declining in price and everybody, including me, was making less and less money, he just like flipped out and said, "808 coin's the worst. Oh, this coin sucks. F you all." And then he literally just rage quit it out. He deleted the Facebook page for us. He deleted the Discord. It's like, dude, like what is wrong with this guy? And yes, I'm picking on that asshole, but the point is, investing is about emotional control. So if you can't control your emotions, and you're just going to freak out like that, then you're never going to make it. When you do investing, it's for the long term, and it's about consistency and staying in. And if you're really that worried about money, then cash flow is the best because you need to keep pulling out money to ease your, emotional instability. So I talk about all that in this book. So, yep, and that's what I teach. Otherwise, you can just watch my live streams and try to do everything on your own and piece it together. Uh, yeah, no problem, man. I'm happy to help. That's why I'm doing these live streams. Yep, exactly. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose, otherwise you won't be able to control your emotions. Yeah, that's why in the book it used to be $50 to $1,000, but now I had to increase it the minimum to $100 if you want to get started and I don't take any money from that. That's all you. That's all your money, and then you gotta go to the open free market. And the reason why is because even though you self-generate coins like Bitcoin, there's a difficulty function. So it takes longer to mint beyond 8 days if you use too little money. Actually, $100 is actually not enough, but it's more important that you just get started. Eventually, you'll grow your cryptocurrencies to the point where, that won't be a problem anymore. I don't think I'll do a stream tomorrow. The next stream that I do will be uh, when this thing sells. My 31 point my $2,600 or $2,500 order. So that could be tonight, could be tomorrow. I don't actually expect to sell anything until like Monday or Tuesday. So that's probably when I'll do it. However, I do have other coins increasing in size, so eventually I'll probably be doing like 4 of these every 8 days. So they'll eventually be more content. But yeah, uh, yeah. So I think that'll be it. So yeah, I'll stream. I'll announce it on my Twitter. Just I am a pretty far right wing guy, so if that makes you angry, then just pretend I don't tweet those things. But this is my Twitter, and then when I go live, I do stream it, and then I don't know. You can enjoy or get angry about my other political tweets, but they generally don't have any direct relation to cryptocurrencies yet. So yeah, so that's when I'll tweet when I go live. All right, cool. All right, so this was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, so I will. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think I'll see. I don't care about politics. I only care about money. Yeah. Oh well, you're definitely the smarter one. Sadly, I have to be pretty political, but that's just my personality. All right, everyone. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream. Yeah, so just hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. You've seen the rotating social icons on the lower left corner, so you want to follow me and stuff. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. So my name is Johnson Chen, and I will see you all next time. Thanks.